The northeastern hilly region is a unique and beautiful part of our country. The region is marked by hilly and mountainous terrain, varied climate and rich natural resources. Climate ranges from subtropical to alpine. Average annual rainfall is more than 2000 millimeters. Mountains and hills of the region are covered by thick forests and are habitat of many rare germplasm of fruits, vegetables, spices and medicinal plants. But agriculture remains the main source of livelihood of the tribal farmers of the region. You cannot eat the trees. You eat rice, so people cut the trees to grow rice. It is very difficult to safeguard the environment when people are hungry. The region occupies the total geographical area of 18.374 million hectares, which is 5.6% of the total geographical area of the country. However, it contributes only 1.3% of national production, which is not sufficient to feed the 16.6 million population of the region. With high population pressures and chronic poverty, the people turn to jhum cultivation for survival. As jhum cultivation involves burning of the forests to clear the land for agriculture, forest cover is shrinking and many rare species are destroyed. Rapid population growth and competition for land with the migrants have made shifting cultivation one of the main causes of deforestation and land degradation. According to a recent assessment, an area of approximately 77.4 lakh hectare is degraded in the region. That is, about 34.1% of the total area of the region. Shifting cultivation is a major threat to environment and a challenge to policymakers and researchers. ICAR has taken up this challenge and established its institute ICAR Research Complex for NEH region at Umiam, Meghalaya to provide adequate research base for the agricultural development in the region. Providing alternative farming system to the farmers of the region to wean them away from shifting cultivation for settled cultivation is one of its mandates.
We in this institute are developing technologies to give an adequate research and development backup, I would say, to the overall growth of agriculture and allied sector in northeastern region. Food production from the rain-fed areas must be increased through watershed development approach. Now, one approach of ours is that of increasing food production in a manner that our natural resource base is not eroded. Now, the thing is, among the natural resources, what we consider soil and water as one of the very important resources, soil is being lost at an alarming rate. Similarly, although we do have tremendous water potential to the extent of around 42.5 million hectare meter, we are in a position to utilize only 0.88 hectare meter of water. Not that we are losing soil and water, but also we are losing deep fertilizers along with the water that flows down to the river. There is a need therefore to see that these losses are checked, they are halted. In order to do that, what we have done, we have developed agri-horti-silvipastoral model. We are in a process of duplicating this in different villages, farmers' pocket in a participatory mode.
Watershed, basically an agroclimatic unit with more homogeneity of land than other administrative units, ensures coordinated planning on the basis of total available resources, conjunctive use of surface and groundwater, allocating priority for rational use of water. Further, watershed being a natural hydrological entity, it responds most effectively to various engineering, biological and cultural treatments. For planning and implementation of any watershed project, basic information regarding details of land, water, vegetation, soil types, severity of erosion, problem soils, surface runoff, drainage lines, forest species, grazing grounds, fuel, fodder, economic species, production system in agriculture, horticulture, livestock, animal husbandry, village industries, besides the socio-economic realities such as demographic details, social and wealth ranking, literacy, village crafts, skills, employment opportunities, etc., and human resources are very essential.
ICAR Research Complex has launched a multidisciplinary research project to develop watershed-based farming system as an alternative to existing land use system in the hills. Watershed-based farming system, appropriate soil and water conservation measures, subsidiary source of income through livestock rearing, water harvesting and recycling lower. These are the most distinguished features of the alternate land use models developed by ICAR. This watershed approach should be coupled by appropriate soil conservation measures, contour bunding, contour trenching, bench terracing, grassed waterway, and gradual conversion of contour bunding into bench terraces. These are some of the low-cost soil conservation measures which has been accepted by farmers in the region. In this system, 90 to 95% rainfall is absorbed in situ, with only 5% going out of the watershed, which can be conserved in a small dugout cum embankment pot in lower reaches. The water stored here can be either utilized for fishery or recycled back for irrigation. We have a project in the adjacent village called Mopin, where a large area under boon cultivation has been replaced by our alternate land use model.
The present work under the auspices of National Agricultural Technology Project on watershed technology in mission mode is a success story of such efforts in the farmers' field of Mopin village of Ribhoi district of the Meghalaya state. About 57 hectares land covering 20 families as beneficiaries was selected and management strategies was formulated in consultation with the villagers. Preliminary survey was conducted to prepare boundary, contour and drainage maps of the selected watershed. Approach adopted for implementation of the Sustainable Land Use Plan was watershed approach. While developing plan for each micro-watershed, attempt was made for developing common enterprises such as large water bodies for fish production and life-saving irrigation, plantation crops, pasture development, forest trees for generating financial resources for community welfare and eco-development. Important land use systems introduced are Agri-Horti-Silvipastoral System, Horti-Silvipastoral System, Agri-Silvipastoral System, Natural Regenerated Forests, Hortipastoral-based Agroforestry System, Mechanized Agriculture, Paddy Cultivation, Livestock-based Farming System, Integrated Fish cum Poultry cum Duckery cum Piggery System, Mushroom Cultivation, Protected Cultivation, Polyhouse, Contour Bunding, Bench Terracing, Vegetative Barriers and Cut-Fill Method, Half-Moon Terrace for Horticultural Crops, Drainage Line Treatments, Grassed Waterways, Introduction of Sprinkler Irrigation for Rabi Crops, Participatory Management of Resources, Formation of Self-Help Groups and Credit Society. Contour bunds were constructed on the hill slope at a vertical interval of 1 to 1.5 meters. Crop cultivation was done in between two contour bunds. Congo signal grass was planted on the bund, which helped in stabilizing the bund and also the grass provided fodder for the cattle. Soil eroded from upstream of the spaces between two bunds got deposited near the lower bund, thus reducing the slope of the area between two bunds. Gradually, over 2 to 3 years, it converted into bench terrace. 10 water bodies of capacity 1.8 hectare meter were created in form of water harvesting ponds to harvest the surface runoff for fish rearing and irrigation to rabi crops through sprinkler irrigation. Rahu, Katla, Mrigal, silver carp, grass carp and common carp were reared in the ponds, and about 13 quintal per hectare fish productivity was obtained. Waste generated through these was recycled to farm ponds to serve as feed for fish. Also, the farmers are cultivating winter season vegetables. Application of improved production technologies and increase of cropping intensity by growing at least 2 high-yielding crops have increased the productivity of rain-fed bench terraces 2 to 3 times. Encouraged by the yield of crops on irrigated terraces, farmers are now converting their land into terraces. Terraced area in the watershed has been increased by 120% over the last 4 years. Local crop varieties were replaced by high-yielding varieties of radish, lai patta, French bean, tomatoes, brinjals, etc., and high yield was recorded. Apart from paddy cultivation in the valley land, total crop production on the slopey land in the watershed was also increased from 33.6 quintal to 105.78 quintal in the last 4 years. In areas with moderate to steep slope, horticultural crops such as Kasi mandarin, Assam lemon, guava, peach and papaya were planted. Mushroom and honeybee were also introduced in the watershed, which yielded good subsidiary income. Polyhouse cultivation technology was introduced in the watershed, and farmers are using polyhouse for nursery raising of paddy and vegetables. Now, after 3 years, the total view of the area has been changed from degraded bund land to terrace land with ponds in low-lying areas and horticultural crops in mid-portion of the hillock. Hydrological analysis show that about 70 to 80% of the rainfall is conserved in situ, and soil loss from the watershed has been reduced from 76 ton per hectare to 3 to 4 tons per hectare per year. Farmers are very happy about the development.
Mình chua ngâm nhọ bên thùng arsen kolong ba ngâm nhọ namar ba ko ngi habra na sejngai te kolong ni jenjar ngi bengen thung ha portalang mentapan adu ba kawan ka ICAR ka ane ki pai ki ne kitai ban ai mentalang teng ras dang ban persiang na menta
kawan kong tre misha ni pentor ka ba sudah ngirap betong ka ba te shalom so abang kini ba ngirap dagi thangbun thung samakan thungbun chai ki jor ki chapru kawan ka aisa si jingkala bun rokom ba misha kani misha ngirap ka ba ngi otang sisen sinam rai mantap da jing ka jengka pa ngi pung telah jing ti pung te ki ai sem seniang te na ka sem seniang te ajen bam ka na ka ai jing ni ka jam seniang kan poi pung da kha.
The entire management of infrastructure created resources are managed by self-help groups and credit society Sengleng Nongkrep Spa Mariang Singh with an effective membership of 20 beneficiaries.
कोई बून बनाता सर हम लोग फिर बून बनाता बाद में जब ICR का जब दिखाया सर जब ICR के तरफ में जब हम लोग मदद मिला बैन बनाएगा और क्या टरिस्ट बनाएगा क्या बीन इधर सब खेती बीन लाई पत्ता क्या ये शुद्ध बीन है ये फैन एक जिंजर और अप्रैल महीना मार्च में हम लोग इस साइड में हम लोग पूरा मैच देगा था पूरा साल में ये हम लोग की खेती ही खेती सर। यहाँ ICAR मिले था सर के हम लोग ICAR के तरफ से तो आप लोग एज ए फर्स्ट काउंटर और ऐसे मशीन हम लोग ये फील्ड में हम लोग ये सर विल हो पोर्टल हम ये चलिए सर लाइक पता कितना एक सुंदर है ना सर इनकम बेसी होगा सर खुश है सर।
Watershed-based farming system has brought prosperity and happiness in the villages, ensuring a brighter and a better future.